Good morning to all of you. In the last class, we have tried to understand about the important characters of cartilaginous fishes, that is the chondrichthyes, wherein which we are studying the example, that is the shark. We have studied different aspects of the shark, but in the last class we couldn't complete it. So that's why let me continue with the shark and then take up other example. All of you know the sharks are predatory marine organisms and they usually feed on other fishes like stingrays, tuna, even they feed on small sharks, dolphins, sea lions. We have also tried last class I have told you about the shark attack. One of the very interesting thing in the shark attack, we have seen that most of the shark attack occurs in the morning, within 2 hours after sunrise. Afterwards, shark attacks are not reported. Early morning, not early morning, after the sunrise. Usually during this time, the shark comes to the beach, to the shallow water, and it is very difficult to see the shark in the bottom because they are capable of camouflaging themselves. So then they come to the close to the bottom and attack from below with a very fast, high speed. So that's why the shark attacks are very dangerous. Out of this, the tiger shark, which is the average length is about 11 feet and weighs 850 to 2000 pounds. These tiger sharks are common around the islands in the Central Pacific. Uh, these tiger sharks, they have dark spots and stripes, which is very prominent in the young shark, and it fades as they grow old. So that looks like the tiger stripes. So that's why the name tiger shark. This tiger shark is one of the ferocious animal, I should say that. You can see the teeth can bite through the bone and even it can puncture the turtle shells. All of you know the turtle shells are very hard, carapace. Even see that teeth, they are so strong, hard, even they can cut through the bones also. And what they do is usually they circle its prey. First they start circling the prey, even to study. First they study the prey and then attack. And suppose once the shark starts hunting on it devours the entire prey when attacking. It will not leave anything there. Especially these are the reasons where one can expect the maximum shark attacks, that the tiger shark become problem in Hawaii. Hawaii, it's a group of islands, Hawaii and remaining islands, and even tiger sharks were hunted to help the control of the attacks. Because the native of Hawaiians are very scary about these shark attacks. Another one is the bull shark. This bull shark is dwells in the shallow water, possibly posing the highest threat to the human beings, because tiger sharks are usually in deep water, but this bull shark is very shallow water. Even it can tolerate fresh water. In some of the river mouths also they are seen. The males are about 6.8 feet and 200 pounds in weight. Females are much larger, 11.5 feet in length and about 700 pounds. This shark, the bull shark, it bump and bite technique. It bumps and bite. Then even this shark also encircle the prey, often bumping them before actual attack. These sharks are extremely territorial. They maintain their own territory and will not other animals to intrude in their territory. And it has been seen that they will start attacking the other animals. One if the other animals enter their territory. So now, why there is a shark attack? Probably mistaken identity most of the time. Um, the shark mistake a human being in the water they mistake it for seals when looking from below the water, or maybe because of curiosity. ಒಮ್ಮೆ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, because of curiosity, or they are also want to taste the new food, so they may attack. See, this is uh, usually what the shark bites, take a piece of flesh, swim away, eat that, and again come back. Uh, Humans do not taste like their typical prey, but still, then once they get adjusted, they may start feeding on human being. Return to prey after it exhausts itself and then comes. Very, very interesting thing, you may not believe. Shark will not attack when dolphins are around. This is a very interesting fact that has been observed. If the water is having shark as well as dolphins, the sharks don't attack. Uh, Even scientists are not sure why this is so. Why sharks don't attack when the dolphins are nearby. Uh, these sharks are known for schools. Schools means groups during the day. During the day, sometime in a group there may be more than 100 sharks. So there are different types of sharks. The photograph, the one is the basking shark, the whale shark, how they appear. Actually, the sharks include at least two lineages. Uh, when the molecular study was conducted, so there are two lineages evolved into shark. The one is squaloid shark, are the smallest brain and mostly live in cold deep water and include the various species of dogfish, megamouth sharks, cookie cutter sharks. This is one group, squaloid shark. It is one lineage, and see, these are some of the megamouth, cookies cutter shark. These are the one lineage. Even spiny dogfish. And another one is the Scolodon group, the modern sharks, what you observe. A typical shark is about 2 meters long, but they range in size from few miniature forms that may be 25 centimeters long, and even they may reach up to 18 meters in length. In spite of their size class variation, the sharks share the common suit of characteristics. This is mako shark. So this is the teeth of the tiger shark which you can see, and is the one of the most ferocious shark like bull shark. But remember, fishermen catch 75 million sharks every day. There is a huge demand for shark flesh, and especially the in Spain, Italy, and France are the largest consumers. In the shark, instead of flesh, the fins are most valuable part. In Western countries, they prefer to prepare shark fin soup using the fin because fins are the major ingredient. Europe is also one of the major group of countries where shark fishing is taken up, especially the Spain. This Mediterranean region, the sharks are highly threatened. Not only shark, even rays are also. Especially the overfishing and accidental catch. Uh, so 42% of the sharks are threatened, and 18% they have very high risk, and for only 14% are not concerned. Especially in the Mediterranean region, top predators are blue, thresher, hammerhead, mako. They have declined, see, 97% in last 150 to 200 years. What will happen if there's a depletion of large shark? It changes the food web because the sharks are the apex predators in the marine environment. These are this will bring serious change. It will have consequence on all animal life and ultimately even to the human beings also. So that's why now the shark hunting is banned in many of the countries. In most cases, we kill more shark than they born. That's the unsustainable harvesting. See, these are the photographs. Because the sharks grow very slowly. Even they attain the maturity late. They may live long time, but they will produce only few pups. So that's why they are highly threatened. In shark, the fin has the highest demand. Actually, meat has very poor, low value, but the fin is highly priced. And it has also seen that many times fishermen catch them, slice the fin off, and dump the shark overboard. This is known as finning. Spain is Europe's top shark fishing nation. The See, this is the shark fin, how that has been taken out, and this has a very lucrative market for preparing shark fin soups. See, the how brutally the fins are cut, and usually for catching they use different types of hooks also. Okay, this is about the shark. Then we can move on to few more examples under the contractees. Shark is one big group, and the other group, which all of you know, the skates and rays. More than 50% of the elasmobranch fishers are skates and rays. There are 534 to 631 species there must be. Uh, Skates and rays also have cartilaginous endoskeleton, and they too have enlarged oil filled liver that reduces the buoyancy so that they can easily float. And even they also possess same electrosensors as the shark possess, that is ampullae of Lorenzini. What is the difference between sharks and skates and rays? Skates and rays have dorso-ventrally flattened bodies. Dorso-ventrally, that means almost flat bodies. Greatly enlarged, pectoral fins are greatly enlarged, which appears like the ear pinna because they are attached to the side of the head. And gill slits are placed ventrally, eyes dorsally placed. But in case of the shark, you have seen that it is laterally compressed. Greatly, the pectoral fins are not attached, and gill slits are placed laterally. But in skates and rays, that is on the underside. See here, flattened body, dorsoventral. These are the gill slits which are on the ventral side. There are also dorsoventrally flattened sharks, but their number is less, like webagong and angel sharks. But the skates and rays have large wing-like pectoral fins, but they are not attached to the head. See, wing-like pectoral fins. These pectoral fins are not attached to the head. Most of these skates and rays depends on their undulating movement, like this type of movement of the pectoral fin to swim. There are some like torpedo rays, they use their tail fin or caudal fin for movement. But most of the skates and rays, they use the pectoral fins. See, this is the pectoral fin, enlarged pectoral fin. The undulating movement of this pectoral fin helps in this one. But in this particularly in torpedo ray, it uses this caudal fin. This skates and rays should not be confused with flat fishes like sole, halibut, because those flat fishes which you see are osteichthyes or bony fishes. But it is clear that the skates and rays are cartilaginous fishes. And in flatfish, the body is twisted during the development to bring both the eyes and gills to the dorsal surface. Here in the flatfishes, that is the bony flatfishes I am talking about, the body gets twisted during their development so that both the eyes and gills become dorsal surface, but not the symmetry. This is the flatfish, bony fish it is. It is not a skate and ray. Just to say, show you the difference between skate and ray and the flatfishes. These skates and rays are specialized bottom dwelling fishes. They usually live in the bottom of the ocean that feeds on hard foods like molluscs and crustaceans. They can open the molluscan shell and crustacean. Teeth are flat, crowned plates. So it looks like paving stones. See, this is the teeth one. They are flat, crowned plates, and it arranged like the pavers are put on the ground. Mouth is located on the underside, you see here, and can rapidly protrude it to suck up the prey. Even here only you can see the gills also, see, gill markings. Mouth is ventral. Now, what is the difference between skates and rays? That's also equally important to understand. So the skates usually have long elongated but thick tail stalk. See, a tail like stalk, and on this you can see both the dorsal fins as well as the caudal fins. The caudal fin is the dorsal fin. See, here the dorsal fin is there, this is the caudal fin. Generally, skates have no rostrum. What is rostrum? The pointed nose-like extension. The skates are oviparous. That means they lay eggs. Whereas rays have typically whip-like tail. And at the tail fin is not there, but instead of in the position of the tail fin, you can see barbs which are serrated and contains the venom, poison. So they have a whip-like tail, very long whip-like tail, rope-like tail, and no fins. And those fins are replaced by serrated venom-containing barbs. Rays are viviparous, and most of them lack the rostrum. See, whip-like tail. Here there is no fin, but see the sorry, yeah, what you can call the venomous spine. But here on the skates, you can see the fins, dorsal fin as well as the caudal fin. Here, so here each pelvic fin has only one lobe, and pelvic fin has two lobes here. Two lobes here. See, but here there is no only one lobe. Tail is slender and whip-like with stinging spine, whereas the tail in case of the skates is relatively stocky without sting or barb, but they have the fins. And rays give birth to young ones, viviparous, but whereas skates they lay eggs. In both, there are many common things. Spiracles, there is the opening behind the eyes. They are much larger in rays and skates also compared to the shark. Here, the reason for this, for having the larger spiracle, because the water for respiration enters the gills exclusively through the spiracle. Because the mouth is buried in the sand or it is in the ventral side. Unlike shark, the water will not enter through the mouth. Whatever the water that enters into the gills is through this spiracle only. The skates and rays are highly camouflaged, and if they sit on the bottom, no predators can distinguish them from the sea bottom. Few species are dangerous because of their sharp and barbed tail, stingrays or electric rays, which can generate severe electric shocks. Most of these skates and rays are bottom feeders, and they feed on invertebrates. See, this is the blue spotted ray, and this is the manta ray, is the largest one, biggest ray, which you can see. Even stingrays tail possesses sharp pointed barbed spine, halfway between, halfway along the length of the tail. That is used for defense. With the help of the sting, that is barbed spine, that is located halfway along the length of the tail, is used for protection, defense. And many of these stingrays have connected to venom gland. This barbed spine is connected to venom gland. And even this venom is so potent, it can be fatal to humans. In olden days, many of the ethnic groups, they used to catch hold of stingray, and stingray spines were used as spear points in many cultures for hunting or for in warfare also, because the stingray spines are highly poisonous. See the sting. And if you enlarge the string, it is like this, barbed string. Like stingray, another one is the electric rays. There are 40 species of electric rays. Belong to order Torpediniformes. They can produce an electric discharge which is used both for hunting as well as protection. The electric discharge may range from 8 to 220 volts. 220 volt is the electric uh, voltage that you get in our homes for running all your essentials, starting from computer to iron box. 8 to 220 volts, and it is up to 30 amperes. That's very dangerous. That is the ampere is the measurement of measure of amount of electricity that is flowing. See, this is how the electric rays. These electric rays are provided with some electric organs. These electric organs are modified striated muscle fibers. The skeletal muscle fibers or striated muscle fibers are modified in course of evolution to develop into electric organ. And this muscle fibers, the striated muscle fibers, it consists of stacks of flattened cells supplied with nerve on one side. So each cell can generate electricity, and when all of them put together is sufficient to produce a powerful electric shock where even human beings can also die in some cases. And all these cells are stocked in columnar series, and that is known as electroplex. Each cell discharges small electrical charges, and sum together produce a large charge. It can stun or kill other fishes also. It is used for food hunting also. If there is any fish or other things move nearby, the electric rays can give electric shock, and so that temporarily they get paralyzed, stunned, or sometimes they may be killed also. See how perfectly it can camouflage. No predator will or no other organism will be able to see in the ocean bottoms, because their body color perfectly merges with, camouflages with the color of the ocean. And 1/6 body weight of electric ray is nothing but electric organ. And these electric organs are located on the side of the ray, just in front of pectoral fins. In some species, the organs are wired to direct a shock upwards. It is at the bottom, it sends the electric shock upwards. In others, there are some downwards also. And these electric rays mostly hunt during the night. What they will do is, in the night, they slowly move over the fish and then stun it or left buried under the sand using their electric current. Even these fishes also, electric rays, they get buried in the sand. And direct their electric organs upwards. As I have told you, they are perfectly camouflaged in the sandy bottom. Okay. After the skates and rays, even we have one more fish, sawfish. Sawfish, there are seven species of sawfishes, especially in the tropical and subtropical coastal water, even in estuaries. The sawfishes prefer shallow water and having lot of silt in the water. The sawfishes are bigger. It can measure up to 7 meters, for 1.4 to 7 meters in length. Why they are called sawfishes is they possess a distinctive they possess distinctive tooth edged rostrum, or it looks like a saw. The teeth are modified like the structure called denticles. The rostrum is covered with motion electrodetectors that allow the sawfish to detect the hidden prey. See how it looks? It looks like a saw. And it is provided with electroreceptors. And these electroreceptors help this sawfish even to detect the hidden prey. And when it comes to know if some prey is hidden, it shovel the soil and then take it out and eat it. Because even the sawfishes eat on the bottom. Mostly it crabs, crustaceans and other small fishes. What they will do using their long saw, they stir up the silt, mud, and then pick the prey there. And once they see the prey, they slash with the saw to kill or disable the prey. A strong hit by this saw is sufficient to kill even the larger fishes. Either the prey will die or it will become disabled. The sawfishes use their saw to defend themselves also from the predators. So these are some of the examples under this chondrichthyes, where we have discussed about skates, rays, shark and sawfish. This many examples are enough. After this class, elasmobranchs or chondrichthyes, here only I will like to include one more subclass, that is the holocephali. Very small group which are also fishes, which are popularly called as chimeras, which belong to subclass holocephali. They are small group, about 33 species, and they are deep water fishes. Usually they are found below 80 meters of depth. Undoubtedly, this holocephali is also cartilaginous fishes. So that's why I have taken along with the chondrichthyes. They are popularly known as ratfish or ghost fish. Ratfish, ghost fish, they are called by name. And we do not have much idea about this fish because that is the truly deep water fish. As a result, we know very less about this one. It is said that these chimeras and sharks were having a common ancestor. Something 400 million years back, this group diverged from the shark and developed independently into a separate subclass, that is holocephali. So see, this is one example how it looks, the chimeras. What is the difference between now they are also cartilaginous, sharks are also cartilaginous, then what is the difference? This subclass holocephali, they have large head with elongated snout. Large head, elongated snout, and the snout is having lot of sensory structures. Though it's a cartilaginous fish, it has operculum. Operculum means gill cover. Gill cover is the characteristic feature of the bony fishes. But here, this by being a cartilaginous fish has a operculum of the bony fish. And it is also having a venomous spine, a spine with poison just in front of the dorsal fin. But there is no spiracles, and your stomach is not there. If you look the tail of the chimeras or holocephali, tail is thin and tapers to a point. Looks like the tail of a rat, so that's why it's also known as rat fish. And this tail is of no use in swimming. For swimming, these chimeras use the pectoral fins. The flapping of the pectoral fin helps in the movement. See, this is the chimera how it appears. Dorsal fin with a spine. See, this is the dorsal fin. It is attached with a spine. Venom, and it is connected to venomous gland. So venomous, the spine having a venom. Around the nose, a long whip-like tail. See. Can you make out here? A whip-like tail around the nose gives this fish a characteristic look. There are two dorsal fins, has a stout spine, and this spine is connected to gland of poison. It can grow to a weight of 2 to 5 kg and weight 2 to 5 kg and length even up to 1.5 meters, including the tail. This is also known as rabbit fish. This is the most common fish at the depth in between 30 to 100,000 meters. From 30 meters to 1000 meters is a common fish. In fjords, that is the coral reefs, one type of coral reefs, fjords. It is seen by divers, and it can come up to 100 to 15 meters during the dark winter night. So these chimeras are the members of holocephali. They are more in Mediterranean and East Atlantic Ocean, especially from Morocco, Madeira and Azores up to Norway. See, the teeth and the dorsal fin with spine. Like many chondrichthyes, male use claspers. So the fertilization is internal for mating. And eggs are laid in leathery cases. Even male possess a retractable sexual appendage on the head. and in front of the pelvic fin, which is generally used to grasp a female, hold the female firmly during mating. These chimeras are known as chimera fish, ghost sharks, rat fish, rabbit fishes. These fishes are closely related to sharks, skates, and rays. Because the endoskeleton is made up of cartilage. Another very interesting thing is their skin is very smooth and has no scales. Absence of scales make them to stand separately from the fish, because generally speaking all fishes are having the scales. And the color also ranges from black to brown to grey. See, male having a grasping organ to hold the female. This is the spine, venomous spine. So by having claspers in the male, it shows it has a very close connection with the shark, where the sharks are also having, male sharks are having claspers for reproduction. Now what is the difference between chimera and shark? The upper jaw of the chimera and the chimeras do not have many rows of replaceable teeth, but in case of the shark there are many rows of backwardly directed teeth which can be replaced. But in chimera they have permanent plate-like teeth, and this teeth is for grinding the food. In case of the shark, it is for hunting and predatory nature of the shark, to catch the prey, to cut the prey. But here the chimera teeth is more like a plate-like, and that is used for grinding. See, this is another chimera shark, chimera fish. As I have told you, the chimera are usually found in very deep waters, from shallow to 1600 feet. And there are many species in chimera. They are all found in North America, South America, and even in Europe. There are about 42 known species in chimera. These chimera fishes eat mostly the bottom crustaceans and molluscs. Once they catch the fish or any food, it is grinded using the grinding plates. This is another photograph of a chimera. Now the question is, what is the significance of this? Of course, as far as the human, their significance to human life is concerned, there is no direct significance. But they are beautiful fishes with beautiful green eyes. But important significance, it is having a direct link between these sharks and bony fish. Though it's having a cartilaginous endoskeleton, but like a shark, but it is having a operculum to protect their gills like the bony fishes. This chimera species lays just two eggs at a time, and those eggs are contained in leathery cases, and it looks like a case of a violin case. It takes usually 4 to 6 days for the eggs to come out of the mother and dropped off in the water from the mother's body. They sometimes feed on sea urchins, shrimps, molluscans. The upper jaw is fused with the skull here. So these are some of the very important characters of subclass holocephali as well as the chimeras. The example is the chimeras. And uh, in the next class, I will continue with the osteichthyes, they are the bony fishes, and their examples. So, before ending, I would like to again tell you, many of you join very late, even after half an hour of the class. And today, the number of participants, students are also very less. If this is continued, this will be viewed seriously. I can note down only the names of those students who are present. The others will be generally, see, these are the students who are there. I can record this, and others, they have to face the consequences once the college starts, because it is not joke. You should take the classes seriously, because you don't have any other work. You don't have any work other than attending the classes. Be cautious and serious. Yes, any doubt? Shashank Hegde, Deepashri, any doubt? Or if you have not understood anything, really, Diksha Vanekar, Hafiza, any doubt idya? Hello? Okay. If you are not having any doubt, we will wind up here. Okay?